Welcome students, today's video is on graphing solutions to inequalities. There's a couple of basic rules you have to know. Anytime your sign is less than or greater than, you will have an open dot. When your sign is less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, you will have a closed dot. The point of closing the dot is it shows you that that number is included, or x could be possibly equal to it. If it's an open dot, you know it can't exist right there, but would be either less than or more than. When your variable is less than a number, you're going to shade your graph to the left, all the numbers that are smaller. When your variable is more than, you will shade everything to the right, or everything that's bigger. To check your answers, you can substitute any number in that has been shaded to prove that your graph is correct. Let's try an example. X is less than 3. First I want to go to 3. Since it is just less than, and there's no equal to, I know that I will have an open dot. So at 3, I'll create my dot. Now, I want everything that is less than 3. So if I look on that number line, I know 2, 1, 0, all of these numbers are smaller. So I'm shading to the left. I just want to fill that in and shade. Then I could pick any number that is in the shaded region. So for instance, I'm going to say -5. Next, I'll just plug it in. So -5 is less than 3. Ask myself, is this true? -5 is smaller than 3 or is less than, so I know I have the correct graph. Next, 2 is greater than x. I want to make sure that as I'm looking, I know that 2 is where I'm going to start. However, I want to rewrite this in terms of x. So if 2 is bigger than x, that means x is less than or smaller than 2. Then I'll go to 2 just like before. Again, this is an open circle. And I'm going to shade in everything that's smaller. Now, again, I would pick any number in the shaded region. I'll say 0. I'll say 0 is less than 2. Is that correct? Yes, so I know I have a perfect graph. I could also plug it back into the original. 2 was greater than 0, and again, this is true, because these mean the same thing, so I'm good. Now let's try some greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Remember that equal means included, so I want to make sure that that dot gets shaded. I know that x is greater than or equal to -6, so I'll go to -6 and I'll shade in that dot. Then I want everything that is greater than or equal to, so all of the larger numbers should be shaded. Now I'll pick any random number. In this case, I'll just pick 5, and I'll say 5 is greater than or equal to -6. This is true. I could also say -6 is equal to -6, and that's true because it's shaded. So I know that my graph is perfect. Moving on, 7 is less than or equal to x. Again, I always want my inequality written in terms of x, not in terms of the number. So I just have to reflect and get a mirror image. So x is greater than or equal to 7. Notice that alligator is still eating the x, just like it had been before. Now, my primary number I want to go to is 7. Since I see that I have that equal to, I want to include it, so I'll shade in that circle. Then I know I want everything that is greater than. So I'll shade all the numbers that are larger than 7. Then to test it, I could say 10. 10 is greater than or equal to 7 is in my shaded region. Is this true? Yes, so I have a good graph. We can also take a graph and write the inequality from it. I would suggest that your starting point would be to locate that number. In this case, it's located at -3. So as I'm filling in my inequality, I will always have a variable, a symbol, and a number. In this case, my number is -3. My variable can be anything, so let's just make it x. Then I know that I am looking at all numbers that are smaller than -3, so I want to see a less than or equal to. Notice the tip of my arrow creates the inequality sign I'm looking at, and then I just need to make sure I remember it was shaded. Looking at this one, I see an open circle, so I want to pay attention to that as I pick my sign. Again, I'll always start with my variable x. I know that x and 5 are my key points. So looking at 5, I see that I've shaded everything larger. Again, that tip of the arrow creates the greater than sign. And since this is open, I know I leave it as just greater than. Thanks for watching.